You've tuned in to the Top 10 Gardener with garden expert Ken Lain. Join him daily as he answers timely garden questions that are sure to make a difference in your gardens. Now welcome your host, Ken Lain.
And we are back with Ken and Lisa Lain, the Mountain Gardeners, here every week. And we talk about, well, whatever Lisa wants to talk about in this segment. And so you are just the most chit-chatty person that I know.
I am?
Not even remotely chit-chatty. She can go through life and I need 25,000 words a day so I feel good about myself and others. You only need it per week.
I'm a woman of few words.
You sure are. But I'm glad you're here sharing with us. So I'll try not to use my 25,000 words.
So Valentine's Day is a-coming, folks. Do you have your special person their Valentine gift yet?
So a gardener, I gather? Actually, I do. I'm all set. I've been set for a month. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Okay. Well, I'm not, but
You'll be so surprised. Can't wait.
So Valentine's is a-coming. And so most people think, oh, well, chocolates, right? Roses, flowers. Yeah. But if you have a gardener in your life, I have a few suggestions for you. A couple of house plants, things that we got in. Now, those of you not watching the vlog won't be able to see this.
Describe it in so many words.
So the first plant I have is an Anthurium, which is actually the state flower for Hawaii.
I did not know that.
It is. So if you want a nice, really pretty red bloomed flower, the Anthurium is terrific. The bloom is actually very heart-shaped.
Yeah.
And they last forever.
They bloom like months.
So you can get cut flowers that will, by the end of the week, they're gone. But you get them a blooming plant and you got color for a long, long time. So Anthurium is probably one of my favorite. I love the big green leaves that contrast with that bright red foliage, bright red flower. It's beautiful.
So it's got a heart-shaped flower, just a little bit shy. It's the size of a child's hand, so it's not quite as big as yours, but close. The leaves are nice waxy leaf, and the stamen on it's a bright yellow compared to the bright, like blood red. It's not even blood red. It's brighter red than that flower. It's like heart red. It screams hearts and Valentines.
It does.
Just a pretty little plant that blooms forever. And this is a floral grade. It is happy as can be.
Definitely an indoor plant.
Oh, yeah.
You want to keep them indoors. You'll be happy there. Bright room. Likes the moistures. A little humidity is terrific for it.
Why not have a little Hawaii in your home? This is the state flower for Hawaii, right?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Well, there we go.
Yes, there you go. So that is one option for you. The other one I have is a Bromeliad. So the thing I like about Bromeliad, you talk about long blooming. So bromeliads have that big, beautiful flower that comes out of the center. It can be red, it can be pink, it can be yellow, a lot of different colors. But they will bloom almost up to a year.
Yeah.
That bloom will last. Yeah. So I think they're better than orchids because orchids, I mean, beautiful, not knocking orchids, but when they don't bloom as long as a bromeliad does.
Yeah. They bloom a month or two. These bloom for a year or two.
Right.
Totally different scale.
Oh, definitely.
It almost looks like a pineapple or something.
It does. It has.
Like a flower. That bright red flower coming up, just kind of erupting out of this, almost like a yucca kind of leaf to it. Bright green and that bright, that is a blood red kind of color to the flower. Yeah. And you can sit that in an office.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll look like a gardener, but you don't do anything for it. That's great.
So it's just beautiful.
How many colors of these do we have?
So we've got, I brought in more of the Valentine colors. So we have a dark pink one and we got two different colors of red in. So, but just really attractive foliage, nice color, lasts forever. So it's a very good option for your Valentine.
And the price is right. So you can afford to buy one of every color for the garden Valentine and
there you go.
your love, your life.
So those are two options. If you want, we also have African violets, which I didn't bring over, but I got some beautiful African violets right now too. All different colors, all in bloom, really gorgeous. But another option, of course, Valentine's roses. Everybody thinks of roses. So instead of getting a rose that's only going to last a week, get a rose that can be planted in a pot or a rose that can be planted in the ground. It'll last you years and years and years.
Yeah.
So we got in we call them dormant roses. I'll let you hold that.
It's pretty heavy. This is fully rooted.
So yes, so it is dormant. So it doesn't have the leaves or anything on it yet. But you see that big pot? It's a fiber pot. I don't know if you can see it.
No.
It's a big fiber pot.
I don't want to get all this dirt on my keyboard. I mean,
it's fine.
I'm nervous.
But what I want to say is that pot is full of roots. So it's not root bound, but it's got a nice root structure to it. So when you put it in the ground, it's not going to curl up and die.
Yeah.
And go, oh my gosh, it's cold, it's wet. It's going to have a nice heavy root structure to it. So it's going to leaf out in the spring. You're going to get beautiful blooms on it this year. If you look at the canes, and I think that's the one thing you got to realize, there are grades in dormant roses.
Yeah.
Definitely different grades. The canes on this one are as big as my index finger. I mean, they are big and hefty, and they're going to really produce some nice
so they've got roses. They've got A grade, B grade, C grade, and they even have a below grade that. We only carry A grade. So it's bigger, more balanced, 3 to 5 balanced canes. They actually go through a conveyor belt and they actually grade them out. And then the size of the canes. So they got wimpy canes and substantial canes. And what you want for $5 extra, you can have a really good grade of rose, or you can pinch a couple pennies and you'll struggle for 3 years before it finally catches up and blooms like a grade A rose would grow. So the quality does matter, and you don't necessarily see it unless you put them side by side, or you're a gardener and you've put a few of these in the ground. You just know, dang it, that didn't work out the way I wanted, or oh my gosh, I am a gardener. That's quality or skipping on things.
So I was at one of the box stores.
Don't say which one, but it's blue or orange.
But they had a whole display of bare root roses.
Yeah.
Well, they were already leafed out.
So
what happens when you take this poor tender little bare root rose and you put it outside in the cold now? Yep. It's not going to be happy, people. Yeah. So you spend a little bit more, but you are getting a quality rose that you can put out there and enjoy this summer. So we got all different colors in, but a couple I want to mention that are usually a little harder to find that people always look for. So the Joseph's Coat Climbing Rose. So we got quite a few of those, and that one, it's just hard to find. But it's very popular. It's got the orange and yellows and pinks. It's a multicolored rose, just spectacular. We also got quite a few of the Double Delight, which is another really popular rose. It's a white with a pink edge to it, but the fragrance on that one will knock your socks off. It is absolutely beautiful. We got Sugar Moon, which is probably my favorite rose, which I don't know why I don't have one planted at the house yet.
I don't know. You know what? I've got one that's kind of overgrown. I'm kind of getting tired of it. I wouldn't mind a Sugar Moon in the back, in a pot.
All right, just checking.
You bring it home, I'll find a way to.
So Sugar Moon has a big white flower on it, and it's another one that just smells amazing. You get anywhere near it, and you're like, "What is that smell?"
It's even better than a gardenia or jasmine or something. Yeah. It's got quite the smell.
Definitely. So, what other ones do we have? Oh, we're out of time.
I think you're out of time. They just got to come in and take a look. If you're thinking of roses, now's the time.
We have a nice selection.
This is what we'll have until the end of April. And then we'll get one more little load, and then we'll have another 1,000 roses show up in April. They'll all be in bloom. So, but now's the exotic colors, the different ones you just can't get then. You get them now. Ken and Lisa Lain, the Mountain Gardener.
Watters garden companion plants of February are Calgary carpet juniper, lily of the valley, pinyon pines, and peony.
Your grandmother would fall in love with these larger peony with so many colors to choose from.
There's nothing like the enormous flowers to add stunning pops of color.
Endearing springtime blooms are more than fragrant with luscious double flowers.
You're listening to garden expert Ken Lain, owner of Watters Garden Center in Prescott. Look for more tips, tricks, and garden shortcuts through Ken's website. Additional shows of this podcast, read his weekly garden column, or follow him on Facebook, Instagram at wattersgardencenter.com. That's Watters with 2 T's, gardencenter.com.